again, pretty simple. You just lift. I locked it. Hey guys, what's up? It's Kelly again, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am finally getting around to answering one of the most commonly asked questions I got on my apartment tour video, which is, what are American windows like and why do we not open them? But first, I want to roll some footage to show you what German windows look like, because Americans really are fascinated by this style of windows. By turning the handle to the horizontal position, you can open up the entire window just like it's a door. By turning the handle completely up, you can pull the window back to a tilted position, and a lot of Germans will keep their windows open like this just to maintain a constant flow of air throughout the entire day. And then by turning the handle down, you lock it closed. And that's the magical German window. Americans, on the other hand, have several different styles of windows, but hands down, the most popular style of window that you'll see all throughout the United States is the kind that I have right behind me, and I'll show you guys how to use it. So this particular apartment building have these guards that are on the windows, and that's to prevent a child from being able to lift the window above a certain point. I think they would only be able to lift it up to here. And I'm sure that it really cuts down on any liability issues. I have never seen something like this before. It was very new to me. I actually had to ask the maintenance guy when I did a walkthrough of this apartment what these were, and I wasn't sure if I was supposed to be able to remove them or not. And he said that as long as you don't have any kids in the apartment, you're more than welcome to take them down, and it's just like for liability. Okay, so on the halfway point, so these are two individual panes of glass here, you'll have locks, and so you can just flip them to lock the window or to unlock the window, and then pretty simple, you just lift the window up. It's pretty noisy out there because we live on like a really busy street in DC, so you can tell how much noise these windows block. But yeah, you just lift them up, and then there's like a screen back here, if you guys can see that. And it prevents any bugs from being able to come into the apartment. I never saw any screens in Germany. I think that I've read that they have like fabric screens that you can buy and adhere to the window frame yourself. And then maybe there are some, manufactured screens that will be installed for you, but it just didn't really seem as common. And I think because a lot of Germans like to be able to actually look out their windows, so that would involve them being able to, breach the plane that is blocked here. I am not able to stick my head out the window and look down the street, whereas in Germany, I was always able to do that. So anyway, the other way you can open the window is to pull down. These actually don't do that, but you can usually pull the top pane down if you want the top of the window open instead. Germans open their windows every day to Stoßlüften, to mean that they'll open their windows for about 10 minutes in order to create some airflow throughout their home. Probably because they love the fresh air. I mean, who doesn't love nice, cool, fresh air? But more importantly, to prevent the growth of mold. We don't really have this cultural norm of opening up our windows for a few different reasons. So for one, we just don't really have as many issues with mold as Germans do. As I'm sure many of you know, our apartments and our houses are built with walls primarily made from wood and drywall, and moisture just acts kind of differently on those surfaces compared to German walls. German homes are made with concrete and with stone, and moisture will just sit on those walls. Whereas in the US, moisture will actually be absorbed by that wood, and so you don't really get any mold. It, of course, all depends on where you live in the US, but summertime can get really, really hot, especially in the South, and you would never, ever want to open up your window into your nice, air-conditioned home and let in all of that hot, muggy air. You would never do it. No. I can literally hear my dad yelling at me right now when I was a kid, and I would leave the front door open, and he would be like, we're not paying to air condition the neighborhood, because you would just be trying to create this nice little climate zone inside your home that's nice and cool and refreshing, and outside it's deathly hot. Another thing to note is that it's pretty much impossible for us to clean our windows unless you have a house, and of course like the ground level windows you're going to be able to clean, and if you have a ladder you'll be able to reach your second floor windows and so on. But in a place like this where I live on the 4th floor of an apartment building, I'm kind of just stuck with waiting for the apartment building to decide to contract a company to clean our windows because I can't do it myself. Whereas Germans are able to completely open their windows and can very easily take a rag and clean the inside and the outside of their windows. Since moving back to the US from Germany, I will say that I definitely miss opening up my windows every day to let in that cool, fresh air in. And I really miss the German style of windows. I just think they're awesome, they're really convenient, and I wish we had them here in the States. But I will also say that I am pretty content with my air conditioning, especially here in DC where it is really hot and humid in the summer right now. All right guys, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a big thumbs up. Special thanks to all of my Kelly's Crew patrons. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate the support. If you're interested in my Patreon campaign, check out the link. I'll put it in the description below. And if you want to support me otherwise, just go ahead and click that subscribe button so I can keep making these videos on my channel. Thanks guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.